looking into Fuse, his loadout, right? First, we'll start off with his appearance, right? He looks pretty cool, you know. He's got some backwards letters, Russian armband on his left, and I think that's a Spetsnaz patch on his right, right? He's got a helmet. Of course, he looks pretty cool with this helmet. I think all the Russian characters' helmets are pretty cool. But especially his goggles, because he can't see into his eyes, which is probably good, because, you know, they're most likely dead from all the hostages he's killed, right? But as we look into his loadout more, right, we see the ballistic shield. Honestly, best pick, hands down. What the fuck are even weapons, right? Go with the ballistic shield every time. 10 out of 10, best option. Anyway, we've got the 6P41, right, the machine gun, right? I wouldn't recommend it. It's okay. You know what? If you want to spray and pray a bit, go for it. But I think by far his best rifle, you know, this one's pretty good, but his best rifle is the AK-12, right? Great gun. As you can see, the recoil patterns are pretty low on it. You know, I don't want to say noob friendly, but it's a good gun, right? Secondaries, what the fuck even? Nobody cares about that gun, right? This is the one you want, the PMM. Short range handgun, high stopping power, right? Great gun. Its recoil may be a bit spotty over here, but that's whatever, right? For gadgets, he's got a breaching charge and a smoke grenade. 9 times out of 10, you're going to want to go with a breaching charge because it's more utility. You can blow stuff up with it. But few times you might want to go with a smoke grenade if you need to help out a glass or you want to push, whatever. I'd recommend the breaching charge. Anyway, we're going to go and take a look at his headgear, right? I'm always going to pick a favorite headgear because I like them so much. And there's a lot over here, right? You got some pretty cool ones, but I think by far my favorite is going to be USSR. Both Tachanka and Fuse have great USSR helmets. I just like the orange look of it and then the hammer and sickle. It's just going to win out everything else. But that's been Fuse loadout. Let's get into the tip and trick for Fuse, right? Say you've got a Fuse on the enemy team, right? You don't want to get molested, right? Here's what you got to do. Okay. Even while the Fuse charge is deploying, you can still shoot it out, right? Stopping there from being multiple hockey pucks in your hostage, right? I'm going to show this as Zulson. Ready? Let's go. Okay, get ready to shoot it.
Ow.
Only 2. You see, minimal damage to him, right?
Yeah, minimal. Yep.
Minimal damage. You see, when he holds his gun out, you see how slow he is, right? He's really slow. So, when you're outside or when you're running up to the building, you do want to be careful of peekers, but also, if you pull out your pistol, you'll be able to run much faster than you would just regularly holding out the AK. Number 3 about Fuse. You can always put your Fuse charge on wooden ceilings, right? See this? This is on a hatch. You can place it right there. You can also place it right here, just in the middle of nowhere, right? And the thing about these is you always want to be able to push those where an enemy might be below you, right? You see, you can do it anywhere with a wooden surface. Now, I'll have my good sir demonstrate. You can place it onto anything you want, right? But that only applies to wood surfaces or breakable surfaces, right? See, can't place it right here. No way that's gonna happen, right? And you see, you can also place it on hatches. And I guess a tip number 4 with Fuse is, here's another thing you can do with him, right? Say there might be a guy under there. Here's what you're gonna want to do, right? Get out of here, Doc. Anyway, back to the tip. Tip number 4, right? Somebody might be under there, right? And you kind of want to get down there, right? Here's the cool thing about Fuse. You can also clear a room and then immediately blow it up. Boom, you're in. Now, many times you're not going to want to do this, but in a few scenarios, it does come out handy to just be able to put your Fuse charge right on a wall, right?
Oh, why have you forsaken me?
You see that? That got Zulson moving out of there. That's a great way to clear rooms and have people move. Tip number 6, alright? Fuse's breaching charge do the exact same thing as his Fuse charge. Now let me show you.
Ouchie.
See that? Doc was standing that. Zulson, what's your health looking like?
Like 1/5.
Exactly, right. Tip number 7 about Fuse. Even though his Fuse charges go directly into these, they will bounce off, so be careful. But they will destroy them. But nonetheless, if there is a deployable shield in front of your Fuse charges, they will not work. Tip number 8. Windows are exactly like doors and anything else. You can place a breaching charge on them, and it will not destroy the breaching charge when you use the fuze charge.
Oh no. Kinda died.
As you can see there, breaching charge was not destroyed. Tip number 9. As I previously stated in tip number 8, breaching charges will not be destroyed by fuze charges thrown into a window, right? The only difference though, if you do it on the glass, you see right there, glass, right? That will destroy the breaching charge if the breaching charge is on the glass. But if it is just on the barricade, it won't be destroyed. Let me show you. This room is destroyed, and thankfully you fuze have. Today we're going to be looking into Tachanka's loadout. As you see, he's got a Russian armband on his left, and I think that's a Spetsnaz patch on his right. We do a little bit of a looking around his back. He's got some backwards lettering. Although, I think even with the backwards lettering, kind of weird, but to make it all look amazing, he's got that sick-ass helmet over there, securing the Russian badassness. As we look more into his loadout, we can see he's got the SASG-12 auto shotgun, also known on the street as the meme machine. Now, I usually roll with this gun. I think it's great for breaking walls, barricades, anything that's fucking wood. Alright, this thing is badass. Now, we've got this thing, 9x19 VSN, but you know, yeah, it's a submachine gun, it shoots like a pistol, right? This thing right here, PMM, shoots better than that thing. Anyway, secondary weapons, we got the GSH-18. And it's okay, it's semi-automatic, whatever, but this one's the one you want. It does the more firepower. It's a really good one. Now, for his gadgets, he's got barbed wire and a deployable shield. You're not going to want to go for the barbed wire as much as the deployable shield. You're going to want to pick that one, the deployable shield, because it can help make sure that you don't get shot in the feet as much as you would want to. Now, deployable shields are great for making it so Tachanka does not get shot in the feet, and I can't stress it enough. Go for the deployable shield, right? Now, you go over and look at his headgear. He's got great headgear, right? They're all pretty cool. But I think for this guy, I'm going to have to pick the USSR one. It just looks pretty cool with the little hammer and sickle insignia on it. And that's just pretty cool. Now, I think Tachanka, right, even without any of his tier headgear, you don't really need to buy anything. Same thing with fuze. You don't need to buy anything for them to just look cool. But this has been me showing you their loadouts. Alright, we're playing Tachanka, right? Here's a tip, right? You can see Tachanka does have big and wide, thick sideburns to his gun, right? Now, we've got Zolson out there, right? You see, I cannot see Zolson, but he can still shoot him. Right? I cannot see him. That's a downside about Tachanka. That's why you never want to place him near windows. Or places where an enemy can see you, but you can't see them. So, mostly you're going to want to go for doorways. Here's a tip about Tachanka. You're always going to want to put a deployable shield somewhere around here, right? Because your legs could be shot even though you got all that thick, heavy armor. Zolson, will you demonstrate by shooting him in the leg? Right? You see, my legs is hurt, right?
Tiny little feet.
Exactly. So, always going to want to put a deployable shield on. Zolson, can you try shooting my legs again?
Oh, sorry. I'll do it. Right.
Exactly,
oh,
right?
Almost.
You see, you can. Tip number 3, Tachanka. Never put your mounted LMG on a breakable surface.
What's that there?
Alright.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission
That
successful.
is why never to do that as Tachanka. Here, we'll watch this again. Boom. There goes your turn. Tip number 6. Tachanka can shoot people through walls. Zolson, will you please step?
I'll do it the honorable
Tip
way.
number 4. As Tachanka, even though you have a deployable shield right here, your feet are still not invulnerable to one little pesky bugger. Zolson, will you show them what that pesky bugger is?
Ooh. Got a good view here.
That's right. Twitch drones can still get Tachanka, even though he is protected by a wall and this. See, even though while you're in that, you cannot defend against a Twitch drone as well, right? See, keep hitting me.
Is if I could aim.
You see, you can't shoot him. And if Zane goes behind me, right, I'm unable to get him, right? So, that is tip number 4. Always make sure that a Twitch drone cannot get to you, and if they do get to you, make sure that you're able to kill them quickly. Tip number 5. Well, Zolson, can you step out there for a second?
Yes, I can.
Can you stand up? Tip number 5. Tachanka is very good for destroying walls.
Oh. Didn't see you there.
Tachanka has a semi-automatic shotgun. This can be very useful in blowing up windows, doors, and walls. Let me show you. As you may know, Tachanka is great at placing deployable shields, right? Now, here's a great tactic if you don't know how to deploy it or where to deploy it. Just place it in a doorway and place your Tachanka turret not that far from it, right? It's a great, it's a great opportunity for Tachanka to just dome some noobs, right? See this blitz main, right? He's pretty dumb. If he turns around once, he'll see he can't really shoot me. Try shooting me, Zane.
No bueno.
Now me, on the other hand, with that deployable shield, I'm able to shoot him. Number 9. Tachankas can be placed on elevated surfaces, as you've seen here on this pool table. No matter how hard you try as a Tachanka, you will not be able to break these floors. Instead, I suggest a different means, your shotgun. Shotguns are great